In the annals of American urban horror stories, few legends are as intriguing and chilling as that of the Phantom of Section 8. Situated in the desolate Penitentiary Hospital of Monroe County, Kentucky, this tale has persisted for decades amidst fearful whispers and tales from those who dared explore its abandoned halls. The Penitentiary Hospital, an imposing red brick structure built in the early 20th century, was originally intended to house the state's most dangerous criminals afflicted with mental disorders. Over time, its treatment methods and inhumane conditions became scandalous, fueling the growing reputation of the place as a living hell for its inhabitants. Section 8, the oldest and most worn part of the hospital, stood as a monument to a dark and sinister past. With narrow hallways, dilapidated cells, and an atmosphere of desperation etched into its walls, it was a place that evoked fear even in the bravest souls. According to legend, it was here that events occurred that gave rise to the paranormal presence still haunting its shadows. The story began to take shape in the mid-20th century, when rumors of inhumane medical experiments and brutal treatment of patients began to seep into the local community. It was said that in Section 8, inmates were subjected to treatments bordering on sadistic, carried out by staff desensitized by years of working in an environment charged with violence and hopelessness. One of the most recurring tales spoke of a patient known only as the man from the dark room, a name that sent chills even among the most seasoned employees. It was said that this man, interned for reasons unknown but surely violent, had been the subject of clandestine experiments in Section 8. Reports were vague and contradictory, but all agreed that the man had disappeared without a trace on a stormy November night. Days turned into weeks, then months, yet the legends of Section 8 only grew in intensity. It was said that those passing through the abandoned halls could hear whispers emanating from the empty cells, laments echoing in the darkness like echoes of a past refusing to be forgotten. The brave who ventured to explore the place reported fleeting sightings of shadowy figures moving among the shadows, vanishing before they could be identified. One night, a group of bold youths decided to defy the warnings and explore Section 8 for themselves. Armed with flashlights and nerves of steel, they penetrated the heart of the old hospital, hoping to capture evidence of the supposed ghost haunting the place. Among them was Sarah, a determined young woman set on unraveling the mystery surrounding the Phantom of Section 8. The corridors creaked beneath their feet as they advanced, their flashlights casting ghostly lights on the crumbling walls and doors locked with rusted bolts. The air was heavy, permeated with a smell of dampness and decay that seemed to seep into every corner of the hospital. As they ventured deeper into the darkness, the whispers intensified, unintelligible murmurs that made them question their sanity. Suddenly, Sarah saw something move in her peripheral vision. A dark, blurry figure gliding down the hallway towards a slightly ajar door at the end of the corridor. With her heart pounding in her chest, she followed the trail of the figure, her friends close behind, their hurried breaths filling the oppressive air. When they reached the slightly ajar door, they found a dimly lit room, barely illuminated by the moonlight filtering through a broken window. In the center of the room stood a figure, barely visible amidst the shadows. It was a man, tall and thin, with his head bowed as if lost in thought. Sarah took a step forward, her voice trembling as it broke the sepulchral silence. "Who are you?" she asked, her words echoing in the emptiness. The man slowly lifted his head, revealing a pale face and dark eyes that seemed to reflect pain and confusion. "I am the man from the dark room," he whispered hoarsely, each word heavy with a weight that transcended time and space. "They brought me here long ago, to forget me. But they cannot. They will never let me go." Before they could react, the figure dissolved before their eyes, fading into the darkness like a fleeting shadow. The echo of his words filled the room, reverberating in their minds as they stood paralyzed by the revelation. Since that night, Sarah and her friends were never the same. The tale of the Phantom of Section 8 became a story they told with trembling voices to those willing to listen, a reminder that some dark secrets never die, even as the buildings that house them crumble with the passage of time. Thus ends the tale of the Phantom of Section 8, an urban legend that continues to fuel mystery and intrigue in the hearts of those brave enough to explore the darkest and most forgotten corners of American history.